Wow. Oh, this smells so good. I think it's one of the prettiest cakes I've ever made. I don't really bake much though. So today's recipe was actually suggested by one of you. A month ago, he suggested to make a layered cake out of our molded tea recipe. And we're not gonna do layers, but we're gonna do a cake inspired by his comments. So if you have an idea or a suggestion, drop them in the comments below. And maybe we'll be making your cake next time. But yeah, to start, I already prep the baking tray. I add the parchment paper on the bottom just to be easy to remove once it's cooled down. And now we're gonna move on to the actual recipe. So let's get into it. So to start, I'm gonna make a caramel apple that we're gonna just gently cook to kind of remove some of the water. I'm gonna start with the apple before adding the butter and the coconut nectar. We did a caramel previously that was really thick and would kind of harden it quite quickly. But in this case, we don't wanna go that far. For this apple caramel, we're gonna keep it simple and then just simmer for a little bit. We're not gonna make it too dark. This will be added into our batter, so it's important to make it first and then let it cool down on the side because this cannot be hot, otherwise you're gonna cook the batter. So now that the apples are kind of toasted, you can see that the skin is changing color. I'm gonna lower the heat a little bit and I'm gonna add our butter. As you can see, this on the bottom, that's the sugar from the apples. And then we're gonna add our coconut nectar and a pinch of salt. And then now I see that the caramel is slightly thickened. That's enough. As you see, it's still quite liquid, not as liquid as before, but it's not super thick like we use for the apple cookies, for example. Okay, let me crack the eggs first. I'm gonna risk it and put all the eggs in here. Oof. Hopefully we don't lose all the, okay, we're good. We're good to go. So I'm gonna cream the butter, egg, and olive oil together. I'm gonna start with the sugar and the sieve because there's some clumps, as you can see. And then I can just pass it through. And then our olive oil. We mix. I will add the tiniest bit of almond essence and a tiny bit of vanilla. And then I'm gonna add our orange juice. And I'm gonna combine again. I'm gonna put it in and I'm gonna blend really quickly because I don't wanna risk cooking the batter. Just gonna try to be gentle. You see, you can't even see the white part. Scrape the peel off. You can see all the oils and juices coming out. You can see how glistening my hands are. I'm gonna combine one more time. I'm gonna mix the baking powder and baking soda into the flour first before sieving into our wet ingredients. And now I'm gonna sieve the dried ingredients into the wet one. I'm gonna do this in 2 parts and I don't want anything to fall off. The aroma is really nice. You can already smell the olive oil. That's why we're using a good quality olive oil. Oh, this smells so good. And now we're gonna pour the batter. And now we're gonna bring it to the oven for about 35 to 40 minutes. There we go. So our cake's out of the oven about 30 minutes. we're gonna remove from the tray, and that's why we use the parchment paper, so it's very easy to remove. You could trim the top off and just keep it even and then decorate the top of the cake. But here I'm gonna keep it like that, and I'm just gonna plate it. And because we're gonna top it up with lots of whipping cream, I'm not gonna worry too much about it. And then now we're just gonna do the frosting, the top part. And now that's getting a bit more solid, I'm gonna add marmalade. Now I'm just gonna frost the cake, which is not really like gonna be frosted, but I'm just gonna top it up with the cream and hope it stays more or less in the same spot. It's not too bad. I think I wanna add a little bit of the marmalade on top and then just kind of marble it out. Just kind of have dollops of... It's gonna be quite sweet, but there's not much sugar in the cake, so I think that'll be a nice balance. And then to finish garnishing, I'm just gonna have a couple of oranges just sitting on top. And then just to make it a little bit more festive, I'm gonna put some yellow sugar sprinkles. Not that you need any more sugar, but look cute. All right, so our cake is ready, and now is the best part. We're gonna cut into it and eat it. I'm super excited to see how it turned out because I haven't done a cake in ages, and let alone an olive oil cake. So let's eat. Ooh. Ooh, it feels soft. Wow. All right. Oh, it seems quite soft. Oh, it's fluffy. It's good. Even though the whipping cream is a bit sweeter than I wish it was, because the cake, there's not much sugar in it, and the orange juice, it's slightly bitter, and the olive oil just kind of like creams it all together. But I still wish there was a little bit less sugar on the whipping cream, but it's still very nice. And it's so soft, I didn't expect that because we didn't add much air to the batter. The apples still have a bite to it, and that's why it's important to use a good quality olive oil when you're doing a recipe like this, because the taste of the olive oil really comes through. Very happy with the results. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later, bye.